Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Tuesday. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you had a great weekend and that you slept well and you are ready to start your day. So, today we're going to work on a new word family. So, let me go ahead and share my screen with you, and let's take a look about what we're going to be working on today. Okay, so we are working with a new word family, and the word family is the at family. So we add a new letter at the beginning and we can make brand new words. So we know that AT says at, and we add a C in the front, at. So we say these two sounds together to make a new sound, k, at. Okay, so this is going to be the new word family we're working with today. So let's take a look at our first assignment for today. Turn the light on so we can see a little bit better. Okay, so at the top it says, let's learn at. And they want you to trace and write, and then we can decorate a hat. And then we're going to use our highlighter today. It says, highlight the at words, any words with the at sound in them. Down here at the bottom, write the at words from the list above under the matching picture. So after we do this work up here, we're going to read these words and we're going to use some of these words to fill in here and write the word. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to need our pencil, and you can write your name at the top if you like. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. It says here, let me make my screen a little bit bigger for you. Trace and write. So first we're going to trace H-A-T. We know that A-T says at. So let's say it together and put this new sound, H in the front. At, hat, okay? And then of course here is a hat. So we're going to take this word, H-A-T, hat, and we're going to copy it down here at the bottom. Now remember, when we're just writing words, we're going to write them with our lowercase letters. The only time we're going to use capitals when we're writing someone's name, which the first letter would be capitalized, or we're using this word at the beginning of the sentence, which we always capitalize the first letter. Okay, the next direction says to decorate. So decorating, we could color it in. So go ahead and grab your crayons and decide what color you want to color this hat. I'm going to use purple, but of course you can use any color you want. So when we color, we try to color the same direction, and we try our best to stay inside the lines, okay? When we color the same direction, it makes our coloring look neater. And so then we have more control over our marks that we make on the page. So what I find is when I get close to the edge, I slow down so that I don't go over the edge and then outside the lines. Okay. So I'm going to color, this is called the brim of a hat. It's the part that shades your eyes, keeps the sun out of your eyes. And it also keeps you from getting sunburn on your shoulders, sometimes in your face. Okay, I'm going to color the center part, that little ribbon here. I'm going to color this a different color. Because I have a big box of crayons and lots of different colors, so why not use them all, right? Okay. Life is too short just to use one color. To make it fun and interesting. All right, so let's take a look and see what our next direction says. Highlight the at words. So we're looking for words with the at word family in them, okay? So I'm going to get my highlighter, and of course, you know, everybody has, Mrs. R made everybody a supply bag, a pencil bag like this, and you should have inside of there a mini highlighter. So let me go ahead and grab mine. There's lots of crayons in here, so I have to find it. Okay, so everyone should have some kind of a highlighter. Mine happens to be orange, but yours might be yellow or green, purple or blue. Now, Mrs. Art got one for everybody, so everybody should have one, okay? So if you're still looking for your highlighter, make sure you push pause on the video, and then when you find the highlighter, you can join us. All right, so back to the directions. Let's review one more time. Highlight the AT or at words. So every time we see a word with AT in it, we're going to highlight it, which means we're going to go over it. So let's take a look at our first word, at, or at. Well, I can see right here, it has AT in it. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight. And let me bring that up so you can see that better. Let's go to our next word, at, bat. Well, clearly this has AT in it as well. Let's look at this word, sun. Well, it's a great word, and I love the sun, but it does not have AT in it, does it? Let's look at this last one. At, cat. Oh, that definitely has the at sound in it, doesn't it? And that was on the cover of our book. Okay, so now that we're done with the highlighter, let's make sure and put the lid on and snap it on tight because we want our highlighters to last all year. And if you don't put the lid on tight, then it's going to dry out. All right, so let's go ahead and put that to the side. Now let's read the next direction and see what it asks us to do. Write the AT or at words from the list above, so up here, under the matching picture. So here I see a picture of a bat. Now let's take a look at our highlighted words and see which one could be bat. So we know that all the words in the at family are going to have AT. So we're thinking about that first sound, b, b, b. What letter makes the b sound? B, right? So we're looking for a word with a B and an A and a T. Or at. Well, that's not it. B, at. Oh, here it is. I hear the b, at, bat. Okay? So now this tells us here a couple of things also. It tells us that bat has 1, 2, 3 letters. And it also tells us that the first letter is tall, the second letter is short, and the last letter is tall. So I'll show you what I mean. So B has a tall line at the top. A is short, and T has a long line at the top as well. Okay? So let's go ahead and write that again over here in lowercase b. And lowercase b doesn't go past the middle line. Lowercase a starts at the middle line, and lowercase t goes from the top to the bottom and crosses in the middle. Okay? Now, this next picture, you may think it's a cat, but it's actually a rat. Now, I know we saw that word up here in our box up here of words. Let's see. We know that it's an at word family, so it's going to have AT. So let's think about the first sound we hear in rat. What letter makes the sound in rat? Let's take a look at our words. At. Well, lucky us. Look at that. It's the first word. I see it right here. It's 1, 2, 3 letters in it. At. Okay. And let's look down here. Short, short, tall. Short, short, tall. I think that's the right word, you guys. Lowercase r is short. Lowercase a is short. And of course, we know the T is a tall letter. Okay. We're going to write that over here. Lowercase r, lowercase a, and lowercase t. Okay. Last one. This is a cat. We know that. Now, just by looking at the pictures in our word box up here, we know that this last word is cat because we've used rat and bat. But let's go ahead and double check with our eyes. We always want to double check our work. So let's look at the word, sound it out, and make sure. Cat, cat. Yep, it is. It's the right word. Then it has 1, 2, 3 letters, just like down here, 1, 2, 3 boxes. So lowercase c is a short letter. Lowercase a is a short letter. The lowercase t is a tall letter. So we're going to write that over here. C, A, T. Okay, so that's pretty easy. Now let's go ahead and color in our picture. And of course, bats come in lots of different colors. They actually come in, some of them are kind of a golden orange color. Some are gray, some are black, some are brown. So it just depends on what color you want to color your bat. I'm just going to color mine. I'm these black, but I'm color light. And try my best to stay inside the lines of the direction. Okay. Can't always do that, but we can try our best, right? And isn't that what Mrs. R says? Always try your best. Not be perfect, but doing your best is all you can do. So just try your best. All right, so slow down. I'm getting to the edge here. I don't want to go over. Okay, so now rats. You know, I've had several rats as pets in the classroom, and they're actually very nice. Now, on the other side of that, there are rats that live in the city and live in the dump, and those rats are kind of wild and probably not very nice. But rats do come in all kinds of colors. Some have spots. They can be white, they can be black and brown and gray, and all colors in between. So I'm just going to color my rat here. Just kind of a light color. But my rats that I had, they were black and white. They kind of spotted. And so I called them Oreo because you know Oreo cookies have the chocolate cookie filling. And yeah, so I had one named Oreo and one named Mocha. So one of them kind of was just a dark brown color. And they were so sweet. They actually would follow Mrs. R when school was out for the day. They would follow Mrs. R around the classroom and I'd let them out of their cage and I'd give them snacks. And so when it was time for me to go home, I would call them and they would actually come to me. Isn't that the funniest thing? And I'd put their treats up and I would put it on the edge of their cage that they slept in at night and they would jump back in there and I give them their treats. They actually are very smart animals, you guys. Okay, but I'm getting sidetracked. So let's color our last picture here. And I'm going to add some spots to this cat because I have 3 cats at home. And one of my cats is called a calico. And a calico cat has these different colors on their body. So I'm brown and black and white and different shades. So my cat that looks like that, her name is Mimi. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color Miss Mimi in. Give her some black. She's got some black on her. She's got some white on her and brown on her. So I'm just going to go ahead and add these colors onto the scene. Okay, and I think that's good. All right, so we've done all this for our page today, talking about the AT sound, and we have the word hat, we have bat, rat, and cat. And another thing about these words is that if they are of the same word family, like all of these words for these pictures are, they also are going to rhyme. So if you need a rhyming word with that rhymes with bat, all you have to think about is say, okay, I know that the endings have to be the same. So the at. So I need to think of another word with at in it. And you could say rat, or cat, or hat, or mat, or sat, and those all are going to rhyme. So that's kind of another cool thing about word families. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this to the side. Now, if you're still working on this, make sure you press pause on your video so that you don't feel like you're getting behind. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side. And we're going to work on our second assignment for today. So let me back up a little bit. Now, this one is going to require a pencil and a glue stick and your scissors. Okay, so it's going to need some extra tools today because it looks like we're going to cut and glue, which I know is some of your favorite activities, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and first things first, let's read the directions, right? We're always going to know what we're supposed to do. So it says, let's build words. And of course, we're working with the AT family. Trace the AT words and then build them using the letters below. So there's 2 steps to this assignment. First, we're going to trace all of our words, and then we're going to cut out these letters and we're going to glue them in and build the word, okay, with each letter. So we've done these before, so you guys know all about this. Okay, so let's first trace C-A-T, and let's read it, at, cat. Okay, next one, R-A-T, at, rat. These words sound very familiar. I think we just worked with these on the last page, you guys. Okay, next one, A-T, at, mat. So a mat is something you put on the carpet, like on the ground, like a little rug. It's usually what we would call a mat. It can also be something like a little thing that you can sit on too, like a little carpet mat or things like that. Okay, last one, H-A-T, hat. Okay, so after you've traced all these words, then it's time to cut out our letters. Now, if you're still tracing your words, then go ahead and make sure you press pause on the video. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Now, these aren't stapled, so I'm going to pull out these extra papers that you can use for extra practice because I don't want to accidentally cut them. So what Mrs. R always suggests is that you cut straight across, just like this. Now, these dotted lines on the bottom, dotted lines tell us that we either are cutting or we're folding. So that's why it's so important, you know, Mrs. always says this, it's so important to listen to directions because then we'll know what we're supposed to be doing. Are we supposed to be cutting? Are we supposed to be folding? Sometimes we'll be folding. So it's really, really, really important that you listen to directions. Okay, so I'm going to take my scraps, put them to the side, and I'll recycle those later. You know, we recycle paper so that we don't waste, right? Because I can take all those scraps of paper and they can make new paper with it. So it's really important. I'm sure each of you have at your house, usually they're blue color. My house and they're blue. And you can put all your scrap papers that aren't dirty, that can't have food or anything on them, or be greasy or dirty. But you can take these papers, and what they do is they take the paper and add water and different things that they have to do to it, and they make new paper out of it. So that's kind of a great thing, right? All right, so I am cutting out all my letters. Now, if you have not, you're still cutting, that's okay. You know, just go ahead and make sure that you press pause on your video so that I don't get too far ahead of you, because I know sometimes if you feel like you're getting behind, it can stress you out. I don't want you to feel like that. Okay. All right. So what I'm doing now is I'm just sorting out my letters. You know how Mrs. R always does this. I sort out my A's or whatever I have a whole bunch of, whatever the word family happens to be. In this case, it's the AT. So you know, you're going to have lots of A's and lots of T's. So I'm going to put those together so that it's easier for me to see when I'm building these words where my letters are at. Okay. Now, like I said before, if you feel like I'm going too fast, just pause your video, and then when you feel like you've caught up, or you finish cutting out your letters and organize them, then you can come join me. Okay. All right. So I have my letters ready on one side. I have my word page over here. So let's look at the first. I need to get my glue stick too. I want my glue stick. So let's look at the first word. Let's look at the letters we're going to need. C-A-T. What does that spell? Let's sound it out together. Cat, cat. Okay, so first I need to find my C. And I can see that it's down here. So just a little dot of glue on my glue stick. We don't need to put a whole bunch because then we're wasting it. And I want to do that. So here's my C. And then I'm going to add an A for the next letter. And my last letter, of course, we know is going to be T. All these center letters are going to be A, and the last letter is going to be T because they're all part of the at word family. And we add T over here. And there we go. We've built our first word. At, cat. Next one, at, rat. Okay, so it makes the sound in R. So let's go ahead and put that in that spot. And then the last letter, of course, is a T. Right? I see a pattern developing here. I see that AT in both of these words. Okay, next word, at, met. So M says Let's go ahead and pull that letter. And we know that the next two letters are going to be A and T. Okay. Right, so let's go ahead and put those in the spaces. Okay. So that's that one. One more to go. Okay. At, hat. H says, and then we know AT follows because it's part of the at. And this letter is T. Okay, now I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to put the lid back on my glue stick because glue sticks dry out if you don't snap-hold it on nice and tight. Okay, so let's take a look at our words. Now again, this is what I always says, if you're not done yet, that's okay. You can always push pause and give yourself some more time to finish. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and review these words. Let's read them one more time. We've practiced a lot with them on our 2 assignments, so we should be able to read these pretty quickly. Let's give it a try, okay? Mrs. R will do it with you. Here we go. At rat. At nut. At hat. All right, good job. Now it says here down at the bottom extension. Practice writing the AT words you have built on the back of this page without looking. Oh, that would be tricky. So what they would want you to do is turn your paper on the back, and then your mom or dad or older brother or sister is going to say the word to you like cat and see if you can figure out how to write it. I bet you could. I bet you guys could though. I know you know your letter sounds and I know you could do it. So that's a little extra practice if you're feeling really great and you want to do it. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So I hope you guys had fun today working with the at family and learning some more about words that we're going to learn to write and read, and a lot of the stories that we will have over the next few weeks. So continue today. I know you probably got some math to do and some other lessons that you need to be working on for today. So I hope you do your very best and make sure, you know, when we're working, sometimes we get frustrated, but we need to have a happy attitude when we're working because our moms and dads are our teachers at home. And we want to try our best for them, just like you try your best for Mrs. Allen. All right, so I wish each of you a great day and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye, everybody.